back up just there, please.
Thought for sure just our initial physicality. Thought really Mando for sure. Gabe, LeBron. Like we just had a lot of guys play really physical basketball on that end. And then it's just the commitment to it. Not overreacting to Gordon making early threes, not overreacting to Westbrook making jump shots. That takes a certain level of discipline to do that. But our guys just really executed it really well.
To see Luka just in a good place physically, mentally, and to have that kind of a game, at what point did you realize you kind of had it going? Was it pretty early?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I've talked a lot about this in my previous profession with him. He has, when he's at his best, he has this really unique ability to live in this tension of joyful and playful and killer mentality. And I thought he was able to find that. That's what
How do you think emotionally he'll handle?
I think it's every day that he's been with us, becoming the more normal. I've been there like the first time you play your old team, particularly this close in time duration. It's going to be weird, but he'll be okay.
Him having even the fact that you were his teammate in Dallas, St. Jean, Evan, Dorian, with this group has helped transition for him.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, Markeith, of course, Maxey. I think just having familiar faces around is great for him. I mean, you never know though, because you're talking about a guy who left home as a teenager to go to Madrid in a different country and learn how to speak Spanish on his own. Like he's a different dude. But I think for him, given the magnitude of the change in scenery, I think having us around to help him, support him, has been great.
Speaking of your previous career, do you have any words of advice or encouragement for Richard Jefferson upon getting
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think they picked the wrong person. No, it's funny because I saw him Friday night, and I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "They haven't told me anything." And then I show up in the green room on Saturday, and Mike and Doris are like, "We have our newest member of the finals crew." I looked down and I'm like, "What? You withholding information from me?" He's like, "No, I literally found out today." So I'm thrilled for him. He deserves it. He's someone who, I say this all the time about him, like he was born to do television, probably more so than being born to be a basketball player. Like he's just got a natural ability, and he's someone, like I've been around him now for 4 years in that space. He just works in his craft. Like he takes it, he's dedicated to it. So I'm happy for him, and I think that's a great thing. Did
you guys have everybody today for practice?
Yeah, it was good.
This year where you had everybody, what were you able to do today? Was it, are you still installing stuff, or you working to get Luka up to speed on stuff?
We did some situation bombs with some endgame stuff, like 5 situation bombs. So 2 defensive, 3 offensive scenarios, which we would be doing anyways if we didn't have new players. Those things you have to constantly sharpen it up, tweak, practice, all that stuff. So we worked on that, and then a lot of today was just prep for that.
Did you ever, like, as a player, podcast, or broadcaster, coach, did you ever watch the stadiums closely?
As a player, I did. Yeah. As a broadcaster and podcaster, no.
Yeah.
As a coach, yeah, you're
pretty dialed in.
You're psychotic about it. You're psychotic about it. I wake up every morning and I say, all right, who's playing who today? I need to know. I think coaches, I remember being in Philly with like Jim O'Brien and Brett and all those guys. And, as a player, you're obviously looking at the standings, but like I don't know who else is playing tonight. I know we have a game, and that's all they would talk about. Who was Cleveland playing? Was there a chance Cleveland may lose? We're trying to get the 3 seed.
I found myself caring yesterday way more than I usually do.
Yeah, coaches are like that. Yeah, coaches are like that.
JJ, it's the first time you guys are going to play Max. Can you just speak to his growth with you guys this season, and then
Yeah, again, Max, since the day I took the job, was someone that I was very high on, and really, him and Jalen were the first two guys that we got our hands on because we weren't with the summer league team all that much. So Bronny and DK were kind of with that group, and Max and Jalen were with us in summer league, and just feel very invested for the rest of my life in his career. He's someone who, throughout our time together, was given more opportunity and became someone who starred in his role. He has a lot of freedom in Dallas that, frankly, he didn't have here. At some point, he would have had it here, but really happy to see him succeeding.
There were cameras in the locker room captured your intensity for that game fairly well. It seemed like early the sliver of it. You guys are going to play a lot of big games here in the stretch. Is that a realistic demand, like that energy level, that sort of level of big game feel? Can that be captured night to night? How have you guys done with that so far?
I think more times than not, we've done really well. There's certainly a feel to it of when to press and when not to press. I would say for me personally, watching Dallas stuff yesterday, obviously watching some of the games. My kids had their semifinals and finals in the travel tournament that I was at. So I spent a lot of time watching basketball yesterday, and I couldn't wait to come to work for that. And I can't wait for tomorrow, and I'll be excited for Wednesday. That's just, for me personally, that's just how I know I'm doing the right thing right now. This is what I thought it would be, and my own sustainability. I'm not worried about that. I think as a coach, you just have to gauge the energy of the group and the vibe of the group, and know when to press and when not to press. But we're preparing. Our guys recognize we're in a dogfight for playoff seeding right now, and we're preparing for the playoffs and everything we do.
Now that Luka's been here for a few weeks, is there something in particular about his basketball brilliance, his basketball IQ that really speaks to you?
To be a former player. I think part of what makes him brilliant is that he makes the game easy for everyone else. I didn't get to experience that as much as I would have liked as a teammate, but he would be somebody that I would just love to.
Coach, since the AD trade, the team's been top 3 in grading, really been doing a good job of denying points in the paint. How's the team been able to excel defensively even after losing a guy like AD?
Again, just team defense, and that's something that we have preached and talked about throughout the year, not just when we had AD. Our group is committed to it right now, and we have some good defenders. We have some really good defenders, but I think in the NBA, AKC has a bunch of really good on-ball guys. They still play defense. You have to play a true defense. You have to rely on each other, and we're doing that right now.
Kind of along those lines, past 18 games, you guys have best defense in the league, top 8 offense, top 3 net rating, best record. That's been with AD and Max, with just Max, without either of them, with Luka. So you guys have kind of gone through different identity shifts within that period. What's been the through line, you feel like, on both sides of the ball, that despite personnel and even kind of playing different styles, you guys have still been top 3 team?
Playing hard, competing. You're trying to capture that every night, and again, this is a team sport, and the group has to be right. And I think more times than not, our group has just been right with our competitive spirit, and the game plan shifts, and